I'll be inviting Moses, who has done a wonderful job. He's been heading that section. He's done a wonderful job in organizing the schools, the ICT clubs, and of course, under the UCC department, he's been very pivotal in organizing that. Allow me to invite Moses to take over this session. Thank you very much.
My name is Moses Wamanga. I am here as a coordinator of ICT Clubs, and I'm going to take this time as MC, basically for this short time. I think you have given me less than an hour, and we are going to have real pitching. The ICT Clubs are here. We have 4 clubs, which are the winners from each region. There are 4 regions, Eastern. So from the Eastern region, the winner was Jinja College. The Northern region, the winner was Lila Town College. They are here. And the Western region, the winner was Nakawa Secondary School from the refugee camp. They are here. And from the Central region, the winner was Trinity College, Nabingo. So let me start with just a brief remark. I would like to thank the Uganda Communications Commission for supporting this initiative. I think this is the real harnessing the digital innovation to power sustainable local solutions for Uganda development goals. These are our children who are now in the competence-based curriculum, but what happens in the ICT Club is that they move with technology as it moves. What is covered there are topics ranging from artificial intelligence, machine learning, they focus on computer networking, they focus on the technology which works. Whereas what they cover in the curriculum are things like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So UCC saw it as something very important that if ICT clubs are set up, then we can have the community, we can have the members or learners who are able to solve the real problems in our community. So thank you so much, UCC, for this initiative and the support. I would like to thank ISBAT University for this kind of partnership. We have been working collaboratively in this kind of innovations, exhibitions, and preparing these young learners. I would also like to thank Gulu University for this kind of partnership also, and the support we have received in terms of mobilization, mentorship, to see that these clubs reach this level. So you are going to see what secondary schools can do, and then we also see how we can maybe compare with universities, and I think learning from this, universities will see that younger people can be able to do some code, and maybe when they reach university, they'll be more prepared for them, based on what we're going to see here. We have the second category of the schools. These were the schools which took the second position, and they include Dr. Bote College. They are also here from Lira. We have Busoga College Mwiri. They took the second position in the east. We have Chigezi High School from the west. And also we have Mount St. Mary's College in Amagunga. They're also here with us. So something unique about this competition for this year, we managed to have, we started with 257 applications. So those were the projects which came on board. We went on sieving and supporting them online, eliminating some of them, and until we remained with the total of 61 schools which competed at regional level. So for the first time, we have had city schools and schools from Karamoja, We had a school called St. Andrew's Lotome from Karamoja. They did very well. They were in Jinja at the regionals. We've had schools from Kwanya district, schools from Aleptong, schools from Ajumani, schools from Zombo, schools from Kanungu, Nakaseke, and some other districts which are considered disadvantaged. So for the first time, we have had these schools participating in this national conference on communications at regional level. So thank you so much, school leaders who are able to support at that level. And also, we need to recognize the mentors for the job well done. Our organization, which I represent, is called KAWA, Kisubi Associated Writers Agency. We started as a team of teachers at St. Mary's College, Kisubi. Now, we are a team of innovators. Actually, we are based here in the Innovation Hub. And we have projects which are also running. We are also experts in pitching. We have been pitching for our projects, also moving.
This helps you to get learning resources. Also, it is a blog post, meaning that you get to read about the new things that have appraised the new educational contents. You also get a dashboard that monitors your progress. A teacher can be able to view this, and you yourself, you can be able to view this as you're going through the courses listed on the platform.
Now, to achieve all these that we have said, all these features, we used a number of technologies. We combined more than 11 technologies together to come up with this platform. For the back end, for the front end, we used HTML, CSS, Bootstrap for styling, and JavaScript for interactivity. For back end, we used Python with its framework Django to facilitate authentication and handle all the back end logic, as well as HTMX to handle single-page application, so that when you are interacting with the teachers, the messaging features can be simultaneously being handled in real time without needing a browser refresh. For the database, we have PostgreSQL, that's where all the data are being stored. And then we also integrated Google Gemini APIs. And then for the version controls, we used Git to facilitate seamless development, whereby one can be working on a certain feature and another one working on a certain feature simultaneously. And then we used Canva to develop the UI designs. For the impact, this platform is going to improve learning outcomes of students, because they will not only be relying in classroom courses, but also those ones uploaded by the teachers, whereby if the learner is absent, he can still get the same content as the others who are present in school. This will come in handy maybe when the student is maybe sick or disabled. Access and inclusivity. This platform includes boarders and day scholars. So which means the scholars, because they don't have money to enroll in boarding sections, they can get the same content that boarders are getting for free. And then we also have empowered teachers. Teachers can create courses once and reach a vast number of students effectively. And then we also have equity in education, whereby we have promoted fairness by giving rural and urban students equal access to resources. For sustainability, for financial sustainability, we hope to build partnership with government and NGOs and schools to explore the telecoop. This means that we are going to partner with NGOs and government bodies. For the content, we will regularly update the content to make sure that it aligns with the national curriculum. For the technical, we'll keep on. We have even started developing the mobile app. This mobile app will facilitate offline use. Even when the learner does not have access to internet, they can still log in. For social and community, we are involving teachers and parents and learners to continuously contribute to this innovation. Next. And this is the application. It is still under development to facilitate offline use. Because of interest of time, the technologies that we are currently using for the mobile app, we are using Java, and we are using XML for the layout and the design.
After school, I always find it hard to get learning resources
Now,
from
this is
school,
one of the
which
students
makes
who's
research
testifying
hard to
about
accomplish,
the app.
making it difficult to cope up with students in boarding. But with the Mindflow platform, I can get learning resources, interact with teachers and different students, which creates a conducive learning experience. I can not only follow up with courses, but also track my progress, download learning materials, get educational blogs, and more.
Sorry?
After school, I always
right on the homepage.
And then this is a demo video. The slides, the previous slides, we're taking extractions from this demo video.
Now, when you click on one of the courses, we're going to be found.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Nakival SS, for that wonderful presentation with your innovation, which is coming up to solve some of the education challenges. So can you just move there closely for, I think cameramen are getting it. Yes, start, yeah. Yeah, just take a seat there. All right. Yes. So that is Nakivale Senior Secondary School with their education innovation. They have come up with a platform to provide resources, especially offline resources. Is there one question from the judges? Okay, from the audience, one question. Somebody with a mic? With a mic? Yes, madam, you are. Yeah, on the second row, one question. As the mic comes, just manage the time. Be introducing the.
Hi, I'm Christine. I actually like your app, but I have one concern. You talked about inclusivity, but I did not see or get where you talked about including differently abled students, like those who are blind, deaf. So any student who is differently abled, how does your app consider those students?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Kindly respond. One of you responds. The question on the inclusivity, how does it cater for the deaf, for the blind, for gender issues?
Thank you very much for that question. As we all know, when an idea is not fully conceived and when it is put in action, many things come alongside to improve it. Other ideas like making it offline and integrating different things, because the idea was not initially like this. But as we continued building on it, we built things and things. Now, new ideas can come as part of sustainability plans, and we can also include in part of our sustainability plans to improve it even more to cater for all that group of people. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the response. Dr. Kumar, you have a question? Trinity College, Nabingo, from Wakiso District. Trikona, you are most welcome. Come closer here, take the mic, and share with us, share with the world what you have done. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nasali Benadinurbi from Trinity College, Nabingo. We are a group of 4, Namuwaya Riona, Asinja Angela, and Kakai Esther. So our school is presenting an application called Your Soil App. It's a mobile app system for real-time soil testing using sensor technology and artificial intelligence for smart recommendations. So in the global context, we realize that agriculture is actually the backbone of most of the world's population. By 2050, we see that there will be about 9.7 billion people. There will be about 9.7 billion people, which is obviously going to increase the food demand to about 70%. However, we see that the land that these plants and food is supposed to be grown on is being degraded, and we are losing a lot of money from it. Countries like Netherlands have come up with precision agriculture and IoTs to solve these problems, which we've seen that in the next 9 years, the market will be at about $78 billion. And then we've seen that 65% land has been degraded in sub-Saharan Africa. And in our country, Uganda, about 24% of the people use these fertilizers. And then we saw the bright side where there is about 85% of people who use phones. And we saw the opportunity to integrate mobile IoT systems to close the gap between agriculture and technology. So the problem we saw is that we know that agriculture makes about 24% of our country's economy. Despite this critical role, we see that on the line graph, in the last 6 years, the soil health and crop yields has deteriorated greatly. We also see that about 4% Ugandans have tested their soil. They've tested it through laboratory testing, which is quite expensive for some, regional soil maps, which does not give specific recommendations, and then visual assessments, which is not really reliable. Without this soil testing, we see that farmers won't know which fertilizers to use, or they'll use the wrong amounts. This has caused drop in crop yields. Farmers have also struggled to find reliable inputs to use, and 80% of the fertilizer bags and counterfeit seeds has led to decline of agriculture, farmer input, and has actually threatened our food security. So this creates a clear need for us to come up with an application that's affordable, fast, accurate, a way of testing soil with personalized recommendations to immediately access various suppliers for right inputs. Your soil will address all these problems by providing real-time soil analyses at 80% lower cost than traditional methods.
Thank you so much. So if there is anything you should take away from this presentation is this, and that is our main objective, which goes to improve soil fertility management among smallholder farmers in Uganda. So to do this, first of all, one, we need to understand the current soil fertility management practices. Two, we had to design a mobile application integrated with Arduino-based soil monitoring sensors. Three, we had to create a machine learning model for instant fertilizer recommendations, both online and offline. And four, we had to test and validate the accuracy of the results it will give. Yes, so in order to do all that, we had to ask ourselves this question. Number one, the current soil fertility management practices among the smallholder farmers in Uganda. Two, we had to ask ourselves, how can we design a mobile application which will effectively integrate the Arduino-based soil monitoring sensors. Three, we had to ask ourselves how we could create a machine learning model to be integrated together with a mobile app. And four, how accurate our results will be after the analysis. So briefly, our project is so very much relevant because it mainly aligns with the national development goals, the SDGs, and the African agenda. For the national development goals, we are talking about the NDP3, whereby it focuses on enhancing agricultural productivity and food security, and the African agenda, which aims for a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development, which just aligns with our goals of enhancing agricultural productivity. And regarding the UN SDGs, we are looking at SDG number 1, whereby we are fighting poverty, so no poverty, whereby we shall increase the yields to zero hunger because we are improving soil health. SDG 13, that is climate action because of the addition of the carbon in the environment. SDG 15, which is life on land, whereby we shall reduce soil degradation. Thank you.
In our literature review, we looked at other systems similar to the USO application, whereby we looked at the mobile fertilizer advisory system, MOFAS, that has over local language support.
of many farmers established for user-based. However, what limits it is that it doesn't have real-time sensors, whereby our soil is here to fill this gap by providing real-time soil sensing as well as personalized recommendation for the farmers. Other systems include the Global AgroCares, the Nakawa University Soil Testing Kit developed in 2023, and our system, the Your Soil app, which is here to provide real-time soil testing as well as recommendations for our farmers. For the meantime, the only limitation we have is initial investment, which is why we are here. And basically, the application is here to bridge this gap that these other systems have failed to. In our research approach, we looked at problem identification where we consulted the different farm managers in our school, our agriculture teachers, and the headmistress. By this, we had to look for solutions to this problem, whereby we decided to design and develop a system that would provide easy use of fertilizers as well as helping farmers improve their crop yields. After developing and designing, we had to demonstrate and see if our system actually works, testing it with the different soil samples from our farm and communicating it to you right now. Our system has hardware and software components whereby data is picked from the soil sensors, sent to the Arduino board for processing through a Bluetooth module. This data is sent to the mobile app and interpreted to give our farmers recommendations on what to plant. Well, our application, as well as provide accuracy, whereby our results are close to 5% to what the lab gives us. It's also affordable in a way that it's about 80,000 shillings, which is much more cheaper than the current soil testing systems and is also reliable.
So the demonstration of our application, you simply go to the application, insert your username and password. And then after, you access the system. As you can see, everything's bare. So our soil test kit is at the back. There is a soil sensor you have to put into the soil. So when you put this soil sensor into the soil, and we're going to start measuring to see the amount of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium levels in the soil. So as you can see, they are starting to measure. And when we press stop, it's going to show that nitrogen is at 106, phosphorus at 42.2, and potassium at 227. Then we give recommendations based on the results we received. As you can see, it gives you what activities to continue, the plants to grow, or what suitable crops can actually be used. Then you can also go to the Find Suppliers, which is our marketplace, where we got different plants to use. And that's basically our application.
All right, that is remain around. Take your seats here because we are going to take some questions. Yeah, I think you have been paying attention. Is there any member in the house here? Have we ever tested soil? Raise up your hand if you have ever tested soil. Only 1, 2, 3. It is an indicator. It is an indicator that as a country we are doing badly. We are doing badly. Farmers are really struggling, and I think we need this kind of solutions. So give a mighty hand clap to UCC. Yeah, to a great extent, out of a certain fund, we are able to acquire a number of devices, Raspberry Pis, sensors, and we have a store of them. We share with schools, and they are in position to come up with this kind of innovations. So if we manage to push this to a big level, widely, to reach the rural areas, I think we shall have that SDG number 2. They mentioned number 1, but number 2 is zero hunger. That SDG number 2 will be sorted through this kind of smart systems. All right, now let's have some few questions to the team. Your hand is up first. Yes, give him a microphone.
Thank you, students of Nabingo College. I was once a student in Namirango College. I thank you for your presentations. AI cannot do everything. It cannot nurture character. It cannot develop character or behaviors, which means still people need to have some control over some issues when maintaining the best behavior fit in businesses. What's your take on this? Is it clear? Is it clear? Can I come again?
Yes.
Okay. AI can do many things, but it cannot develop own nature character or develop behaviors, which requires some control by individuals to maintain the best fit for quality in one way or another. Is that true?
Yes.
To what extent is it true, if at all it's true?
Just respond.
So basically, the AI we have in our application, we didn't have enough time to show it. However, we fed it with information we got from sites like Narrow, where we fed it with only verified information. If we could show you the place where our AI chatbot, you only ask it questions depending on our theme, and our theme is on agriculture. Thank you.
Okay. Second question. Yes, give it him. We are taking 2 questions.
Thank you very much. I'm impressed. During my time in high school, I didn't have a chance to do that. My name is Okelo Andrew Peters, a graduate research student at MOOC, doing a Master of Science in AI. So during your illustration, you said the farmer presses the sensor in the ground, and then they press stop, and then the system returns the results. I wanted to know at what point in time do a farmer knows that now is the time for me to press stop? How do you know that? Let me now press stop. Thank you.
So, thank you so much for that question. Well, in our app, the longer you press the start button, the clearer the results are. So if you really want accurate results, it is advisable you press the button for a very long time. Yes, thank you.
Okay. There are questions from master students, and I think you have tried to respond. Yes, Doctor, go ahead.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. Again, my question is on the same way. What kind of sensors? First of all, have you tested some samples, or is just a study? And if you have tested, then what kind of sensors you have applied to measure the different types of concentration of oxygen and all? And what is the depth of penetration of the sensors? And all those things, you can explain something about that.
Okay, so is it okay if I first bring the kit and you all take a look at it?
Yeah, it's okay if you have, then you can show us.
Thank you.
And also, the sensor we used is basically measuring nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the levels in the soil. So the soil sensor is going to be broad, and we are only measuring those as per now because it's what we focused on and it's what we input into our system.
Okay, I think, Doctor, as you look at the kind of sensors, let's give a mighty hand clap to Jinja College, Nabingo. Yeah, I know there are so many questions. I think after this, they will be stationed at near the reception there, where they'll be able to answer more questions. So in the interest of time, let's allow another school to come and pitch, to come and showcase their innovations. And the school is Lila Town College. Lila Town College. Keep moving. Lila Town College is one of the top secondary schools in the northern region. Located in Lila City. I think your name will change. It is no longer a town. So Lila City School, you are most welcome.
A very good afternoon, everyone. Here we are a team from Lira City. We have come to present you our project, but before let me introduce myself. I'm called Oyelanaume Angoda, and my colleague.
My team Rebecca Chana.
Andrew Chepa.
In line with the theme of the NCC, or the conference of today, which is saying, harnessing digital innovation to power sustainable local solution for Uganda development goals. We have come with a theme to present or a project called Leblanc, called an AI model Leblanc translator. To start with the background story of our idea, it goes like this. Does any of you live in a society where people speak other local languages which are not widely known, or let me say not on internet, and yet it's full of wise sayings, and it's your heritage? For us, that language is Leblanc, because we come from a community where people mostly speak Luo, because it's a language commonly used there. This has made us to come up with this idea because global tech tools like Google Translate supports only the major languages, but over 7,000 languages, including Leblanc, are underrepresented. So our vision for this idea is that our AI Leblanc translator is a step towards solving this problem, because we are building an AI model that can translate Leblanc text directly in English using machine learning. So let my colleague take you to the problem statement.
So our problem statement goes like this. Digital invisibility of the Leblanc. Leblanc people are not digitally inclusive because Leblanc is not in the digital world. Currently speaking, most of our people don't know how to interact with the internet because they don't know English. So I feel like digital inclusive, okay, yeah, that can help our people get on the verge with the AI growing world. And there's also neglect of local identity. I'll say, for me at once, I don't like going to the village. Because when you go to the village, you don't know the language, people are speaking Luo, so it becomes very hard. And that's true with most of our young people today. And then lack of reference materials online. Leblanc is not online. You can search for actually any other language, but you won't find Leblanc. Communication barrier. Right now, to get connections with the world, you have to interact with people through communication. That can be through our phones. But when you don't speak a language like English, which is widely spoken, it becomes a challenge. And then there is risk of cultural erosion. Culture is one of the things that defines us as Uganda. So if we don't have our languages, then what do we have to be proud of?
Yeah. Okay, about our innovation, we are building an AI model that translates Leblanc to English and to other languages, about 20 languages. So as you can see, we are having an online dictionary also in our we have built a website and we have built a web app and an AI model. So I'm going to take you direct to what we were doing. So the tools we were using here, we're using API transformers. Okay, API transformers is one of the models which are used like for developing AI models. So since we had little data set, we were training our model. We were fine-tuning the T5 model of Google, and we're using Google Colab to train our model, since we didn't have GPUs to run this, to build our model. So we're using Google Colab, which offers free GPUs, the T4 model of Tesla. So we're also organizing our data set in a CVS form. Just as most of you who knows AI, how they develop AI models, you know how they do it. So they organize it in the CVS data set. So our model was built, we collected data, about 2,000 data sets, divided it into three. Okay, we split it into three. The train set, the validation set, and the test set. So, okay, due to time, I will not explain everything now. So, I'll just take you straight to our model. Let's not just waste time now. Yeah. So, I'll just take you out to how our system is working, first of all. So, this is our system. I don't know how we are going to play it. Maybe you help us play it. So as you can see, I was hosting it in my name, in my domain name, Andrew Chepa. So it's playing already. Yeah. So it's playing already. So as you can see, we have in our model, this is our web application that we have developed it. We are using HTML, TypeScript, React Native, and Postgres as our database. As you can see, we have our translator, we have a dictionary. A dictionary is we were having about 8,000 words to translate. So what we're doing here, at first we're using a rule-based system that translates text to text, just single text. But at the end of the day, we're using neural networks. Neural networks are just like the machine brains, yes, artificial brains. So we're using it to train our model. So what we're doing here, we're using transformers. And in our transformers, we're using self-attention, where the model uses the encoders and the decoders. So the encoders, it inputs the data inside. Okay, if it's inputted, it learns. It gives contextual understanding about the text. And the decoder uses the contextual understanding processed by the encoder to give the correct meaning of the word in English. So as you can see, that's probably our model we have developed. Yeah. And we're also having our contribute button where you contribute. If you have a data set, you contribute to us, to help us collect the data we're using. Yeah, thank you.
And then finally, just to conclude, about our ICT Club, we have participated. This year alone, we had an opportunity to participate in a number of competitions, so we are active. Went for the Battle of the Champions, Stanbic. We went for the Technovation Girls Championship, which is worldwide. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Another round of applause for these young people. Yeah, take your seats there. We are going to take some few questions. And I think each one of you, from wherever you come from, in each ethnic group or society, our languages need to be online. We need to have an AI for this kind of thing. All right, so let's have some questions. Let's have some questions. The one with the mic, where you? Some two questions. Yes, start with the gentleman here. Yes.
Thank you very much. My question is about the transformer architecture you people adopted. There are architectures that do not require a lot of compute resources. I don't know why you went for that. Another question is about the system. Does it translate from your local language to English, or it's both ways? It can also translate from English to your local language. Like if I visit your place and I speak English, can you translate it to the local language that people that side understand? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Kindly answer that.
Thank you. As you have said it, our model is a bi-directional model. It translates English to Leblanc and Leblanc to English. Actually, we have two models. One that translates English to 27, translate Leblanc to other 27 languages. But as per now, we didn't pay for the subscription for our application to be hosted. So it is done, but we have it working and running, but it's still offline at the moment. And also due to like limited data set, you know, Lao is a low resource language. And if you go online, you don't get any data about it. So we are collecting the data manually from people. We just write it in books, copy in the computer, then we use it. So it was also hard. So as per now, we are training our model. If you can go to my Hanging First account, there is that model. The higher students can go and test it. I've hosted it. There are 2 models. You can go and test it. Due to time, we have not time to explain the whole process. Yeah.
Excellent. You bring the mic here. Yes, bring the microphone. Okay, there you are.
Yeah, I'm happy. Thank you very much for your presentation. Language is my passion, and communication is my also passion. My name is Florence Aduduchi Inja. I'm a lecturer at Uganda University. Thank you for that. But if you are translating Leblango to English and vice versa, have you built the terminology in Leblango in order to translate it into English? Because if I say mathematics, I'm teaching mathematics, I'm teaching physics, I'm teaching chemistry, do you have the terminology as yet, or this is just the beginning? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the question. Respond.
Okay, okay, I didn't get that question very well, but what I can say, you're talking?
Very hard terminologies in physics. She's asking, have you figured out how to translate those physics terminologies into Leblanc?
Okay, it's like this. As I told you before, these machines are using neural networks. So like, with time, if you could give them much data, like instead of using the rule-based system, that we give it rules, that if they say good morning, you respond to this, like, we are not using that system, we're using these neural networks. So that's where I was talking about the transformer self-attention, where it encodes and decodes. So through that, in that formula, it learns, or we could, in the other way around, we could add like the training parameters of the model to understand the data better. So with time, it will learn with consecutive, okay, with much data, you learn from the example it has been seeing through the training process. Yeah, and with time, it will be perfect.
Great, thank you for that response. We have accepted 2 questions, and I think they have answered those questions. We shall have, you'll meet them after lunch, and then you'll be able to respond to the questions. All right, I think you're seeing innovation is coming up. We are going to save some people. I saw somebody who wanted to marry, who wanted to get a wife from Lango, but language issues and the things ended there. So there you are. Opportunities are coming with AI. Yes. So next we are going to have the presentation from Jinja College. Jinja College, a school from Jinja City, Catholic founded, and very active gentlemen, serious innovators. The way you are posing. All right, he's handing over the presentation, the report to the judge. Oh, the judges are here. All right. Okay.
Yes, so our highly respected judges, fellow innovators, and distinguished guests, my name is Mioko Skalipeko, a student of Jinja College. I lead a team named Advance, joined by Mukisa Major Daniel, Kadama Jason, and Kitenda Edwin. Together, we built a website named QVolt. This website seeks to address the 4th UN SDG, which is quality education. The problem is that in our country, Uganda, the country recently adopted a new curriculum shifting from what was known as a knowledge-based curriculum and adapting one which emphasizes a competence-based approach to education, requiring students to engage in practical real-world problem solving. But unfortunately, we the students of this curriculum do not have access to well-structured resources in line with this new curriculum, hence limiting so many things in the education process. On the other hand, students do not have enough access to internet connectivity, students do not have enough time to interact with teachers, and so on, and so many other challenges that are facing this curriculum. Now, our research showed that many students struggle to apply theoretical knowledge into real-world situations, and most schools that have fully implemented the competence-based curriculum have seen a great improvement in their performance. For example, our very own school, Jinja College. Now, with this research, we came up with our major objective, which is to create an online platform, or basically a solution to the problems that are faced by the new curriculum. Our target audience is basically the students of the new curriculum, the teachers of the new curriculum, NGOs, and other stakeholders. Our prototype, or basically QVolt, which is the solution, is a scenario-based question platform that is tailored to Uganda's new O-level curriculum, helping students to strengthen their critical thinking and problem-solving skills through practical questions that are linked to real Ugandan scenarios. And in that way, if students are able to access this website, they get quite a wide range of resources in line with the curriculum, ranging from AOIs, activities of integration, to past UCE papers, and so many other things that I'm going to allow my colleague to present to you.
Once again, good morning, our distinguished judges and fellow innovators. My name is Jinja Daniel, and I'm explaining to you how our project QVolt works. It's basically there on a screen, and it is a platform that is solving one of the challenges that, actually many of the challenges that have been facing the competence-based curriculum that has just been adopted in Uganda. We have realized that learners have inadequate access to well-structured practice scenario-based questions. Simply, those are the activities of integration. So with our website, we have vigorous resources, for example, science resources where we provide you subjects, physics, chemistry, biology. For example, if a learner wants to access resources of physics, they can view the comprehensive resources of physics with the topics and so on. And if they further want to make practice of physics, they can start the practice. Then there you will thereafter see the well-structured scenario-based questions that are in line with the competence-based curriculum. With the task, we also tell the learners what are you required to attempt this question, because even when they are present, learners do not know what they are supposed to do to attempt to these questions. Further to that, we have the assessment criteria. You can have the scenario-based question, you know how to attempt it, but you attempt it wrongly. So with the assessment criteria, you get to know when you do this, this is how you are going to be graded, as shown on the screen. When you do this, this is how you will be graded. And at the end of it all, you can perhaps download these activities of integration. Besides that, we have facilitators page, because you have realized that learners may want to get in touch with different facilitators, but they do not have access to them. For instance, if a facilitator in ICT is in the other school, and I'm in, let me say, Carrillo High School, and I want to access his resources, I may get a bigger challenge because I do not know his contact information and so on. So we also provide these services to the learners so that they can get in touch with the expert facilitators that know the curriculum, that is to say the competence-based curriculum, alongside their contact information and emails, so as to get in touch with them. Besides that, we also realize that learners do not have access to UC past papers. You would like to pass the new curriculum, but we have inadequate access to the UC past papers, which is also affecting us. So we provide a wide range of UC past papers, starting from sciences, shown below. You have biology, chemistry, physics. Then we also have mathematics. And besides that, we also tell you what are you required to do so as to endeavor in these UC exams. Then the other thing, we have project work guidance. In the new curriculum, we all know that you have to do project work, but the learners do not know the project work guidance, you know. And they say that if you don't perform well in the project work, you don't get a certificate at the end of it all. If it's an E, you repeat senior 4. So which is also affecting the learners' academic progress. So you provide to them the relevant project line guidance and how to do their project work, their planning, and all the step-by-step project work guidance. The other thing is that we also have assessment tools. Activities of integration are there, but learners have a challenge. They don't know how to attempt to these questions. How are you going to attempt to it? So we provide to you the most common set activities of integration and how to approach them. The other thing is that realize that there are people with disabilities. There are people who see but can't hear. And there are also people that hear but can't see. But they would like to be, or they would like to participate in the new curriculum, which is the Competency-Based Curriculum. How are we providing a solution to them? We have audio resources for people who can hear but can't see. You can learn with the audios, that is in creative arts, and perhaps they can also become problem seekers, problem solvers, because you have seen innovators that don't even walk, don't even see, so we are also solving that. We have writing workshops. Now, for the people who can't hear but can see, we solve that problem by providing unto them teaching videos that are aided with subtitles, you know, but you can read the subtitle. You can also see their eyes as shown in a verbal text way, and perhaps they can improve in academic, their academic progress. Then the other thing is that we have the events in our platform, because we realize that the learner may get to know the events. So we have the events calendar where the learner gets to know when a particular, let me say, activity of integration will be set, seminar, virtual seminar, workshop, project work guidance on the calendar. Let me say they say 15, this and this will take place. So we have also done that. In the creation of this, we also realized that there are people with internet connectivity, even when ICT tools exist. And we had to solve it in a way by putting in a donational feature in our homepage, because we realized that learners want to perform, they want to excel, they want to improve, but they have limited access to these devices. So we believe that in case someone comes and donates these education resources, like, let me say books, pens, computers, Wi-Fi routers, they can make learning with ICT more easier, because this is purposely a digital platform that works while online. But the other way we also solve that is that we also have some offline capabilities. And if you want to get anything from our website, it's not limited. Like it's very cheap. You don't need to put in large bands of data and so on. So our prototype, we created it with languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript for the front end, and for the back end, we use the PHP, NodeScript, and so on. So thank you so much for our presentation. We welcome your questions.
Great. Take your seats there. Thank you for managing time, and you have presented your project. All right. One question. One question. Yes. Move the mic to the gentleman in the court.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being so eloquent and perfect. My name is Robert Waswa. I just have one question. What can you cite as impacts of digital technologies on innovation for sustainability?
Have you got a question? Switch on once. It's okay. Respond.
So you're saying that your question is, how do we cite the impact of these digital technologies on the education of people? So one is, people have already begun using online tools. For example, Keyvolt, which is one of its own. We also have the other apps that are elsewhere that people are using. Students actually are using them to participate in several things, practicing and becoming perfect, and therefore they will pass in the examinations.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for that response. And we are coming to the end of the 4 schools. For the second schools, gentlemen, you can be moving. Yeah, to take your seats. We have 4 schools. We just want to recognize them. And you come here in this order. We have Busaga College Mwiri. Just come here for recognition. They took the second position in the Eastern region. Busoga College Mwiri, come closer, just for recognition. Here. To be followed by Chigezi High School. Chigezi High School, keep moving. Dr. Bote College. You come closer, you'll simply introduce yourselves and then the name of the project. Then you move.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you all to the 9th National Conference on Communication and to also tell you you look good and healthy. Praise God for that. So before you is a team from Busoga College Mwiri. My name is James Ramsey Chivenge, the speaker of our surprisingly most active club. And he's our vice president, Basuli James Dennis, Wateta Jonathan, our projects manager, and Bonde Jovan. So our project, what had we had in mind? We had initially had something to work against misuse of resources, especially for the government. But honestly, that was a little big of a horizon for us to explore. So we had to work on something a little bit inside school. See, for quality education, our school offers students a chance to carry their gadgets to school. And they are supposed to keep them in the computer lab. Yes. But boys will be boys. Rules must be broken. Students always seem to take the gadgets where they are not supposed to be. So we had designed a system that monitors who takes their gadget out and who brings it in. At the end of the day, the administrator receives a message by electronic mail informing him of who has not returned their gadgets. I think you would think about it as, let's say, government vehicles. Due to time, thank you for your audience.
Thank you so much. You use this trick. Okay. I think the rest you can just sit here. Just sit here. You'll be seen clearly. Come close. One member who is introducing the team, you talk from here. The rest you sit there, and you'll be seen as we're moving. Okay. And then you introduce the team.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're a team from Dr. Bote College, ICT Club. I am called Joseph Akara, the president of ICT Club, Dr. Bote College. We are very glad to come and pay a visit and take our position as number 2 in Northern Region, but that wasn't our expectation. Though we have a number, and we have a group here who worked on the project called the Doctoral Medical Assistant. It's actually about health. We have Odomo Joachim, he's a project manager, and then Oriema, chief advisor, the club. And then we have one lady, we are blessed with one lady, much as the school is also single, but we have one lady mixed in her level, and she's called Adrina. Thank you very much. So we have a project, but I think it's now very essential for us to first introduce ourselves, much as we have not been given that opportunity to present it, but it's okay. Thank you for that.
Chigezi High School, to be followed by the other school, which I think you are aware about yourselves. Go ahead.
Our distinguished adjudicators and all the other protocol observed, a good afternoon. Before you is Mulindo Roni from ICT Club Chigezi High School, Kabale from where we are made. So we have a project which is Simple Air. And on the team, I was working as a research manager alongside our female intake, Bashabe Evelyn, And the dopest of all, Ariel Mendelson, in addition to Progress Manige, who was our machine learning trainer. So for any rise, for innovation to occur, there must be necessity. And finding out that we need real-time IoT monitoring of carbon monoxide rise in the atmosphere, which has helped people to be free from, diseases that are respiratory, that are related to air pollution. So we came out with this project which we have not been called upon to present, so thanks for your attention.
Perfect. No, you have presented. You have been recognized fully. So the last school is Mount St. Mary's College in Namagunga. You just come closer. That is the end. Mount St. Mary's College in Namagunga. Move very fast. You introduce just the team, mention the project. It's already captured in one of the books. And this is the school that came second in the Central Region. And they have a wonderful project. So like we said, this category who were second, we just recognize them. They are not presenting their projects. Thank you. You take your seat here.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the council, the team that went out for NCC, the council of Code XX Club, Namagunga, Mount St. Mary's College, Namagunga. I'm the vice president of the club. This is Ariela Tendo. She's the CEO of the club. And this is our sergeant at arms and our external coordinator. And we are the team that worked on the project, Hydro Sentinel, which is a smart water management system, one that detects leaks in water pipes and finds a way to control them using ultrasonic sensors and microbots. And yes, this project uses a dashboard, it uses the Internet of Things system, and yes, it's what real-time tracking, and enables the response time for water management systems for the repair teams to reach the pipes and fix the leaks. So it improves the response time. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mount St. Mary's College in Namagunga. You can now go back and take your seats. So ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the pitching from the secondary school section. And I just want to end with a comment that in our country, there is where we can benefit from the effort from the students like this. So technology gives us opportunity that learners themselves can be able to come up with some of the solutions where we need even government supporters. The learners can do that, and I think you've seen what they can do. Thank you so much. Thank you, Uganda Communications Commission. Thank you, ISBAT, and thank you, members, for your kind attention. May God bless you.
Let's give a round of applause to Moses. I almost thought I lost my job. But he did a wonderful job. So, yes, we believe the children are our future, and that's why we give them time to, I know that some of them were budding the runners-up. Let's clap for the runners-up. It does not mean in any way that you're not successful. You are very successful. The fact that you're here, you are very, very successful. Keep it up. So, thank you very much. Imagine 257, from 257 to 61 regional to the last 8. That is something to think about, to celebrate. We'd like to thank the team, the judges. We know that they keep playing their cards on their chests. We are waiting on who will finally walk away as the victor. So right now we're going for a lunch break, but please note this. If you must write them down, please note. So we're going for lunch. Lunch will be strictly 45 minutes. I've been told we need to time lunch.